Just 2 years ago, Acura had its first ever precision EV concept, and it was definitely a step in a new era for the brand as they see themselves going fully electric. And they killed off all their hybrids not that long ago. And watch my recent video on the RDX refresh and the MDX refreshes have just hit the market. Fast forward to 2024, we have the ZDX on sale. Watch my driving impressions. It's elegant, it's fast, it's luxurious, it's boaty, kind of like this EV precision concept. And you could say the ZDX made by Cadillac / General Motors in Spring Hill, Tennessee. This is very much the production version of what we saw here. But I have a huge announcement for you guys. Acura is not going to rely on General Motors anymore for their EVs. We have an all-new Acura concept debuting at Monterey Car Week, signaling the next generation all-electric Acura model. Before we break down the press release and the photo, I will be seeing this vehicle hands-on in less than a month, early September, be able to give you guys a nice studio tour of this new page for Acura. Now, it's not a production car yet, but more than likely what we see here, this teaser image, is going to head into production in the very near future, probably by the end of 2026. So let's get into the press release. And like I said, make sure you are subscribed because I will be giving you guys hands-on impressions of this next generation concept. So Acura taking the stage, center stage specifically during the Monterey Car Week for the world debut of an exciting new concept vehicle. But it is a segment defying. All right. So to me, this means it's nothing like that they have in their current lineup. Okay, segment defined. So to me, it could be something like this right here, the original ZDX. I bring this into the view. The original ZDX was this coupe-like crossover. I think Acura could be going back to that. All right, but we'll talk about that here with the teaser image. So segment-defined sport utility vehicle. That means that there is a lift back. In theory, there's not a trunk and added ground clearance. The dynamically styled concept previews the performance brand's next generation all-electric model, which is the first to be built in Ohio. So Acura's first EV will be built in Ohio, should I say, the next one that they're building, not the ZDX, right? That's built by Cadillac. So this next EV will be built in Ohio on the company's new dedicated EV platform. They have a gigacasting for different parts of the vehicle, specifically the battery. This will also be shared with Honda's 0 Series EVs, and this platform will also be shared with Afeela, which is Honda and Sony's collaboration, and that will be coming out with more than just a sedan. So, and this is the thing for me, how is Acura going to find its identity on this platform when you have Sony and their own branding and flavoring on this platform, you have Honda and their own branding and flavoring on this platform, and then you have Acura, all right? To me, it's got to come down to materials. It's got to come down to performance, right? Acura identifies as a performance brand, not a luxury brand, a performance brand. So I want to see performance that cannot be had on the Honda lineup, for example, nor the Afeela lineup. Getting right into the teaser, and I brightened it up for you guys. We have no longer an Acura logo. I mean, even the back of the ZDX has an Acura logo, right? For example, back of the ZDX has an Acura logo. And also what's gone is the chicane style lights. Does this mean Acura's going beyond chicane style? Remember the precision EV concept. So this came out just 2 years ago. All right. So we had the retention of the diamond pentagon grille. Then now they wanted to spruce it up a little bit with putting lights in there and these cool LED kind of, I don't know, fractal lights here in the corners. But this is also styled after speedboats, this Acura Precision EV concept. Now, remember the back of it. All right, so let's go ahead and compare the back of the last Acura concept to the newest Acura concept. I mean, the Precision EV concept very much felt like an MDX. All right, now they said it was a 2-row, and the ZDX is a 2-row, even though it has the size of what it feels like the MDX at 3-row. They're very similar in proportions. This looks like a completely different vehicle, not associated with the old styling and branding whatsoever. Chicane lights are gone. Acura logo is gone, which I love the Acura logo, the tuning fork, but you know, it kind of reminds me of Star Trek. That's one of the big reasons I like it. Now, I see other inspiration here going on. Let's go ahead and pull up the Lincoln MKZ. Rest in peace, right? Look at these rear taillights. They're pretty much identical except flipped upside down on the Acura. Maybe you guys saw that. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Obviously, the quality of the lights are completely different. These things look really old, look like a Christmas tree. But the general outline of the light bar here has been flipped upside down for the Acura, with the general light bar kind of being on top, with these vertical bars or striations right underneath. But was Lincoln ahead of the time by putting Lincoln here in font instead of the Lincoln badge? Maybe they were. Some other vehicles that are coming to mind with this sort of inspiration with the strong light bar on the top. Well, this in theory would be a competitor. This is the Macan EV. And if this is a segment defined vehicle, maybe it's a Macan sort of fighter. It's hard to say though. To me, this is more sportback even than a Macan. You can see how vertical it is. I know the camera angle is different. The camera lens is different. That's going to play with the proportions from our view. But we're seeing from what I'm seeing here is looking like a sportback SUV, even more so than the Macan is. Another vehicle that comes to mind also from the Porsche family is the Cross Turismo. Obviously, the lights are a little different, but if they want to be a segment-defining vehicle, maybe they have something like this vehicle, this incredible-looking, sporty wagon-looking thing. How amazing would that be if Acura came out with something that looks in the same league as this? I would absolutely lose my mind. I think this is one of the coolest-looking cars on the road today, the Cross Turismo version of the Taycan from Porsche. It's super unique. Definitely has wagon vibes to it. It's just beautiful. And if Acura is able to come out with something so unique and seductive for maybe half the price of a Taycan Cross Turismo, a lot of people would be going bonkers, even if it's an EV. And here's the thing, Acura is coming out with this concept currently when the market is questioning EV penetration, I guess you could say. Why are we questioning it, or why is the market questioning it? Because there's a huge lull in growth from Q1 2023 to 2024. I think it was about 7%, and now we're up about 8%. So it's a very slow growth seemingly at this point for EVs. If the EV's done right, it can absolutely be something to draw people to the Acura brand. If the performance is done right for the right price, is the range right for the price, is the design right for the price, we will start learning more about this vehicle during the Monterey Car Week. And I don't know exactly when they plan on revealing this car at Monterey Car Week. It looks like it starts the 9th and goes to about the 18th or 19th. So stay tuned for more information on this new Acura concept. We'll have a name for it. Hopefully we have a little bit more concrete information. They're not going to give us range or charging, but they might give us more information about their EV hub in Ohio that they're currently shifting around to make it more flexible for EVs and hybrids as we go forward. That's why the Integra, the TLX, and the Accord are all down in sales volume this year. Production volume is down as all those models, 3 models, are being squeezed into one assembly line when they're used to sharing 2 assembly lines. So that other assembly line is being reworked for EV production and hybrid production, to my knowledge. Also, something to look forward to this year is, hopefully this year anyways, but it's coming next year, is the introduction of the ADX, their entry-level crossover. It should be a lifted crossover version of the Integra, or you could say an Acura-ified version of the HR-V. And when it comes out with a really cool Type S, I think a lot of people would be very excited. Get the Integra Type S engine and then ADX Type S. That would be a lot of fun to kind of have a hot little SUV situation going on with super handling all-wheel drive. We know the Integra is just front-wheel drive. It's just, there's a lot of fun and exciting things that could happen with the ADX, but stay tuned for that. It won't be long for us to see the general design of this concept that will be brought into a production model by, I'm going to say 2026, maybe early 2027, just depends on the time frame of that EV hub over in Ohio. Remember, Honda's also building an EV hub and supply chain, a vertically integrated supply chain in Canada. That's where they build Civics. They build the CR-V up there as well. So they are really switching over radically for battery electric production, as well as streamlining and reducing costs on BEVs to make them more desirable. But I'll see you guys in the comments below. And like I said, make sure you're subscribed, because when this vehicle gets revealed at Monterey Car Week, I will bring it to you. Also bring it to you in the flesh. I'll be heading to a studio in Michigan for a tour and a walk around of this specific concept and learning more about Acura and Honda's plans with EVs. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.